Hi friends, and welcome to Decorate Your Life, Scrapbooking and Card Making. Today I'm sharing some homemade card ideas using the Spellbinders Vines of Passion Heart Die. This Spellbinders Heart Die was one of my very first dies, and I love it today just as much as I did back then. And although the Spellbinders die is no longer available through their site, I'll do my best to try and find it elsewhere and leave you with a link in the area underneath this video. Enjoy the video. So I wanted to make some heart cards, and I decided to break out an oldie but a goodie. This is the Spellbinders Vines of Passion Heart Die, and this is one of the very first Spellbinders dies that I received, and I loved it then, and I still love it now because it is so intricate and so beautiful. And anyways, let me jump right on to the cards. Now, I wanted to show you how the versatility that you receive from just one die, and I hope that I'm able to provide you with some inspiration here. Now, if you don't have this die, perhaps you can use one from your stash, and if you want this very same one, although it's no longer in production, I will do my best to try and find it online and link you to it in the area underneath this video. And so let's go ahead and go on to the first card, and this one is going to be die cut as your typical card. Okay, I just basically used white cardstock and I laid my Spellbinders die, the heart version. Let me go ahead and open this package up for you. As you can see, it's very well loved, and so what I did here was I just ran the white cardstock with this part over here to make the heart, and then with a different color cardstock I put these two together to run the intricate shape. Now, when I ran the intricate shape, I wanted to put a background on it, so all I did was on the back of this card I just trimmed a little bit of gold foil paper, and I'm sorry for the glare or shine that you get there, and that's all that was to it. I went ahead and I glued the sorry about that I glued the design right on top of the paper right there. And of course I love to make dimensional cards, so I use some foam backing to add a dimension, and this is just a stamp for my stash, and I just put just because. I mean, just because it's a heart die doesn't necessarily have to do with Valentine's. You can send a card like this for a birthday, or just because, or to a friend or whatever. And so it is a simple card. As you can see, I haven't used any designer cardstock or designer paper or anything like that. I just used my card base and white cardstock and red cardstock, and then the gold cardstock, and that was it. And so because I didn't want I wanted to add a touch of elegance, but simple elegance to it. What I tend to do with my cards is on the inside I do a frame, kind of like a mat, with some gold cardstock, shimmery cardstock, and then I add the white cardstock on top of it so that you can write whatever you need to write on it. And I think that something like this, even though it's done with no branded papers, you get that simple touch of elegance, and something like this, for me, it's like less is more. And that is the design idea that I was going after when I made this card. Now, because I die cut this piece out, of course I was going to have a heart piece left over from the white cardstock, and I did not want it to go to waste. So the next thing that I did was I created a note card. And creating a note card such as this is so super simple. Let me show you what I did first. I took my white cardstock, okay, I folded it in half, and then what I did was with this part right here, I etched it all the way to the top of the fold, except that I instead of die cutting it right along there, what I did was I etched it up, and then I brought it up a little bit so that it would skip on the these folded edges right here, because if I was to put it like so, then I would die cut 2 hearts. I didn't want that. I wanted to keep the fold. Okay, so if you can tell, let me hold it up like this to see if you can tell how I did not cut it through there. So I did that, and then with the leftover heart from here, so that it wouldn't look incomplete on the top, all I did was I took the white heart piece from this card, and then I glued it right on top. Let's say it's right here. I glued it right on top of this so that it gives you that full heart image. Okay, that's the trick to making cards like these. So now that we have the full heart image, then I took another piece of red cardstock and I die cut this heart like so, and then I just glued it on here, and then I just added some flat back glittery pearls. I don't know what you would call these, acrylic flat back. They're not flat back pearls, they're kind of like buttons or something. Okay, and I just added them sparingly over here. And this right here where it says friend, that is just a leftover die cut piece from a different project, and I thought that it would add a nice touch right on here. And you could do something like this as a gift tag, or just even a little note card, and it'll stand just like so. And I thought this was a really cute idea, and I like the fact that it utilizes the heart from here so that there's no waste. Okay, and in the spirit of no waste, I wanted to do one more thing. Okay, so what I've done here is, this is another card that I designed, and this is on a 5x7 base. And what I did here was, I knew that I wanted to make a shaker card. See, this is a shaker card. And so what I did was I took this part right here and I just die cut that piece out. Okay, and then you create your shaker how you create, with strips of foam and so forth. Okay, and then I just mounted this on top of the card base, and because this piece right here is from here, and I didn't want it to go to waste. So what I did was I pop dotted on top, and see, that's dimensional. I hope that you can tell it's very thin. And so I pop dotted on top of here, and you can tell that it's an elevated heart. And this piece right here is from last month's Spellbinders Card Kit of the Month. You know how if you are subscribed to those kits, you know that they provide you with tons and tons of ephemera, and I got a ton left over that I'm going to be using in my card making. And so I went ahead and I added this, and I also pop dotted that to give it a little bit of 3D effect, a little bit of, there you go. And that was my idea with that. So it's kind of like a no waste idea, and I just love how these cards came out, and I hope that I've been able to inspire you. And thank you so very much for watching, and happy paper crafting. Bye now.